fentanyl.
Yeah. Yeah, they're too fancy. Sorry. A man. Man's shoes. They are a little crazy. Stripes.
Hello, detective. Come on up, you guys. And Chief Hardy, you want to come up too? Sure. All right. Here goes. Here we go. Thanks, Chief. I think they must be in my office or something. So this evening, we are presenting a commendation to Detective Larry Roadback for his heroic actions when a child was overdosing on fentanyl. So we're going to read this, and if you guys want to kind of hold that right there. And here, come on, this way. Okay. Camera. All right, here we go. Detective Larry Roadback, whereas in Greek mythology, the word hero refers to characters who, in the face of danger and adversity, display courage and the will for self-sacrifice. That is heroism, for some greater good and all humanity. Whereas the United States is in the throes of the worst drug crisis in its history, last year alone, the DEA seized over 379 million deadly doses of fentanyl, enough to supply a lethal dose to every American. And whereas recent review of poisonings among children 5 years of age and younger found that opioids contributed to nearly half of the deaths. And whereas on January 11, 2024, Akron Police Detective Larry Roadback was working his secondary job at Martin P. Lauer Apartments building that evening when he came across a father who was carrying his unconscious child. And whereas Detective Roadback performed CPR on the child for several minutes before she started breathing again. EMS arrived shortly after, taking over and continuing life-saving measures. The child was then transported to Akron Children's Hospital, where it was discovered that fentanyl was in her system. The child was then taken into the custody of the Children's Services Board while investigators worked to find out how she digested the lethal drug. Now, therefore, be it known by all and declared by the Council of the County of Summit, State of Ohio, that this council recognizes the dedication and commitment to protect and serve that Detective Larry Roadback demonstrated that evening, enabling him to be a hero that day. And with great pleasure, we salute and commend him for his life-saving deed in the face of adversity. We urge all citizens to join in honoring this fine, upstanding officer in receiving this commendation on this 4th day of March in the year 2024. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Oh. Here, you get in the middle. You get in the middle. You're the favorite. Yeah,
Put the uniform man on each side.
Next, before we get started, Passolette is here tonight to address council for 3 minutes. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you all are doing well this evening. I want to say that I am in support of resolutions 24 through 27 with the confirmation and the transfer and the replacements and such. And in my support of those resolutions, I would ask that you all would assist me, work with me in this new leadership to really combat this homelessness and this violence. I witnessed something last week that was just horrific. Some people are very confused with this freedom of in this country and they think they can come here and do whatever they want to do when they get ready. But we're not accepting terrorism in this city, this state, and this country. Resolution 2024, I believe it was 56. I would like, just for statistical purposes and for purposes since I'm a preacher, to know the statistics and the population of the black, brown, and multiracial population in the Summit County Jail so that we can work together to end this mass incarceration for today. And then for 57, 2024-57, I would like to know for the license cameras, is that in conjunction with Cuyahoga County Resolution 2017-216? Because in Cuyahoga County, they were saying they were going to give people who have been incarcerated special license plates and 2 cameras per city to monitor these people. And I would like to know if that works in conjunction with that, since we're working on a one world government system. And I would like some more funding also available for the, which is a good idea, assistance to needy families agreement in Resolution 60 and 61. We seek peace locally and globally. And I ask that you would work with me to end this recidivism, this homelessness, and these components of violence where people think they can come into our settings and do what they want to. The blatant disregard and disrespect that Akron City Council receives, that's not activism, that's terrorism. And they have to obey our laws. And I demand that they do so. Thank you.
Thank you. There are 12 motions this evening. Tonight, M0242024, Prosecutor Elliot Kokovich and Judge Annalisa Williams will address council.
Do I have to introduce myself or anything? My name is Elliot Kolkovich. I'm Summit County Prosecutor for 12 days. Thank you for having me. I've had a chance to sit down, I think, with most of you. I've reached out to all of you. I look forward to being a resource for County Council and continue our good working relationship, one that I know that the good John Galonsky has always improved upon. I'd be happy to take any questions and very happy to be here.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Annalisa Stubbs Williams, and I'm here to accept the appointment to be on the Criminal Justice Advisory Board. If I have your support, it's a board that I've been on before when I was the administrative presiding judge. And if you have any questions of me, then you may ask them at this time. Any questions? All right. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So I do get the vote to get back on it then? All right. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. There are 14 first readings. There are 2 first reading passage requests. 2024-051, Brian Harnick will address council.
Good evening, everyone. Brian Harnack, County Executive's Law Department. This is our last union contract of 2023, effective October 1, 2023. So we are running a little bit behind on this one. So you'll be seeing the 4% that we received last April for most of us. Then they'll be getting the 3.5 in October 24 and 3.0% increases in October 2025. Again, 3-year contract. This is the Child Support Enforcement Agency. And, you know, contracts go at their own pace. This went a little, negotiations went a little bit slower, but just as successfully as the others. So I'll take any questions.
No further. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
2024-052, Sarah Buchigros will address council.
Good evening, Council. Sarah Butchie Gross, Department of Finance and Budget under Executive Eileen Shapiro, excuse me. Up first for appropriations tonight, we are reappropriating the remainder of the lease fund that we set up last year. Next up, we have a change order for the courthouse retaining wall. Then under capital projects, the design costs for the fiber route for Ohio Means Jobs facility. And then funding the ESAC program for 2024. And the second page is all grants. Happy to answer any questions.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you. There are no late filings. We have routine legislations found on pages 6 through 8. There is 1 second reading. There are 0 third readings. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Councilman Anthony DeVitas, followed by a moment of silence. Roll call.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Ms. Hyam.
Here.
Mr. Donofrio. Mr. DeVitas. Here. Ms. Dickinson.
Here.
Mr. Ford.
Here.
Mr. Wilhite.
Here.
Ms. Darrow.
Here.
Ms. Rogers. Here. Ms. McKinney.
Here.
Ms. Walters.
Here. May I have a motion to
So
approve?
moved.
To approve the minutes of February 12, 2024. I have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motions for council, M0232024. A motion of council confirming the appointment of Rita Darrow, replacing Veronica Sims with Mark Potter as alternate to the Tax Incentives Review Council.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0232024. On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0242024. A motion of council confirming the appointments of Rita Darrow, replacing Veronica Sims with alternate Aaron Dickinson, prosecutor Elliot Kolkovich, replacing Sherry Bevan Walsh with alternate Brian Loprinzi, and Judge Annalisa Williams, replacing Judge David Hamilton to the Criminal Justice Advisory Board.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0242024. On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0252024. A motion of council confirming the appointments of Rita Darrow, replacing Veronica Sims with alternates Mark Potter and Monique Willis, and prosecutor Elliot Kolkovich, replacing Sherry Bevan Walsh with alternates Jennifer Pyatt and Anthony Boston to the Records Commission.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0252024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0262024. A motion of council confirming the appointment of Rita Darrow, replacing Veronica Sims with Christine Weedy Hyam as alternate to the Akron Summit Convention and Visitors Bureau Board of Trustees.
I have a motion on M0262024, and on the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0272024. A motion of council confirming the appointment of Rita Darrow, replacing Veronica Sims with Mark Potter as alternate to the Investment Advisory Board.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0272024. On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0282024. A motion of council confirming the appointments of Rita Darrow, replacing Veronica Sims with John Donofrio and Mark Potter as alternates, and prosecutor Elliot Kolkovich, replacing Sherry Bevan Walsh with Jennifer Tultz as alternate to the County Information Technology Board.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0282024. On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0292024. A motion of council confirming the appointment of prosecutor Elliot Kolkovich, replacing Sherry Bevan Walsh with alternate Greg Peacock to the Child Fatality Review Board.
I have a motion on M0292024 on the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0302024, a motion of council confirming the appointment of Rita Darrow, replacing Veronica Sims, to the Summit County Audit Committee.
I have a motion on M0302024 on the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0312024, a motion of council confirming the appointment of Diane Miller Dawson, replacing Burnett Williams, to the Akron-Canton Airport Authority Board of Trustees.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0312024, and on the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0322024, a motion of council confirming the appointment of Jack Diamond, replacing Irving Sugarman, to the Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Board, ADM Board.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0322024. On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0332024, a motion of council amending the council and committee meetings for 2024 by moving the April 8th committee meeting date to April 15th to avoid any potential disruption stemming from the total solar eclipse.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0332024. On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
M0342024, a motion of council adding newly appointed council member Brandon Ford to the standing committees of the council of the County of Summit for the remainder of the year 2024 and adjusting chair and vice chair positions accordingly as established in section 1 of this motion.
So moved.
I have a motion on M0342024, and on the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion. Roll call? Okay, well, I just want to make sure. Okay.
Madam President, if you want a roll call, you can have a roll call. Any member of council can.
Roll call.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Hyam,
Yes.
Mr. Donofrio, Mr. DeVitas,
Yes.
Ms. Dickinson, Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite,
Yes.
Ms. Darrow,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers, Ms. McKinney,
Yes.
Ms. Walters.
Yes.
First readings, 2024-051, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute a collective bargaining agreement between the County of Summit and Ohio Council 8 and Local 3885 Child Support Enforcement Agency Unit of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, for the period 10/1/23 through 9/31/26 for the executive and the prosecutor emergency.
Madam President, I move that we suspend the rules for 2024-051. Sorry.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-051. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. And on the adoption, any opposed? And then on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Abstain? Any opposed? Motion carries.
2024-052, a resolution appropriating funds in order to meet projected expenditures for the balance of 2024 as set forth in Exhibit A for the Executive's Department of Finance and Budget emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-052.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-052. On the suspension, all in favor? Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
2024-053, a resolution approving the salary adjustment for classified non-bargaining employee Lori Galloway based upon job performance, increased responsibilities in her job duties, and pay equity for the sheriff emergency. 2024-054, a resolution enacting a 3.5% salary increase for current non-bargaining classified and unclassified employees of the Clerk of Courts, Counsel, Engineer, Executive, Fiscal Officer, Human Resource Commission, Internal Audit Department, Office of Information Technology, prosecutor, and sheriff effective April 1, 24 for the Executive's Department of Human Resources emergency. 2024-055, a resolution authorizing appropriation proceedings for warranty deeds and temporary easements over the real property known as partial number 05-00823, partial number 05-00524, partial number 05-00589, and partial number 05-00484 needed for the Cleveland-Massillon Road sidewalk project located in Bath Township in Council District 5 for the engineer emergency. 2024-056, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Greene for the boarding at the Summit County Jail of misdemeanor offenders charged under a City of Akron ordinance or charged with contempt of an Akron Municipal Court judge for a term of 1 year from January 1, 2024 to December 31st, 2024 in an attempt not to exceed $4,928,697 for the executive and sheriff emergency. 2024-057, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control, subject to the approval of the Information Technology Board, of a purchase contract with Flock Group Incorporated as a best practical source for the installation and operation of license plate reader cameras located in the City of Greene and Council District 8, and an amount not to exceed $92,100, and authorizing the executive to execute a reimbursement agreement for the amount of $92,100 with the City of Greene for the Sheriff's Office emergency. 2024-058, a resolution authorizing the executive to advertise for bids for a new X-ray equipment for use by the medical examiner and her staff for an estimated total cost not to exceed $75,900 for the Executive's Department of the Medical Examiner emergency. 2024-059, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of change order number 3 to a professional service contract with Clemens Nelson and Associates Incorporated to provide additional professional services in various negotiations, grievances, arbitrations, and other labor matters in an amount not to exceed $9,000 for a cumulative increase of 168% for a total amount not to exceed $134,000 for the Executive's Department of Law and Risk Management and the Sheriff emergency. 2024-060, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a temporary assistance to needy families agreement with Emmanuel Christian Academy for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math, STEM, summer enrichment camp services from 4/1/24 through 9/30/24, and in an amount not to exceed $100,000 for the Executive's Department of Job and Family Services emergency. 2024-061, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a temporary assistance to needy families agreement with Emmanuel Christian Academy for entrepreneurship summer camp services from 4/1/24 through 9/30/24, and in an amount not to exceed $100,000 for the Executive's Department of Job and Family Services emergency. 2024-062, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a temporary assistance to needy families agreement with Tri-County Jobs for Ohio's Graduates JOG for 2024 Summer Youth Employment Program Outreach and Eligibility Services for the period of 4/1/24 through 8/31/24, and in an amount not to exceed $125,000 for the Executive's Department of Job and Family Services emergency. 2024-063, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Azteca Systems Incorporated as a best practical source for CityWorks asset management software licensing updates and software support for a 1-year term from 4/7/24 to 4/6/25, in an amount not to exceed $120,000 for the Office of Information Technology Emergency. 2024-064, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control, subject to the approval of the Information Technology Board, of a purchase contract with Zix Corporation as a best practical source for Office 365 service with Zix App River Open Text as a cloud solution provider for a one-year term from 5/1/24 through 4/30/25 in an amount not to exceed $248,961.60 for the Office of Information Technology Emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt the routine legislation found on pages 6 through 8.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt routine legislations found on pages 6 through 8. And on the suspension, all in favor? Aye. And on the adoption, all in favor? Oh, any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Second readings, 2024-047, an ordinance amending Part 13 of the codified ordinances of the County of Summit entitled Building Code, to update the building code for the County of Summit for the Executive's Department of Sanitary Sewer Services, Division of Building Standards, Emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-047.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2024-047 on the suspension. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And on, roll call?
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Hyam,
Yes.
Mr. Donavio,
Yes.
Mr. DeVitas,
No.
Ms. Dickinson,
Yes.
Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite,
Yes.
Ms. Darrow,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. McKinney,
Yes.
Ms. Walters.
Yes.
And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Roll call?
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Hyam,
Yes.
Mr. Donafrio, excuse me. Mr. DeVitas,
No.
Ms. Dickinson,
Yes.
Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite,
Yes.
Ms. Darrow,
Yes.
Ms. Rogers,
Yes.
Ms. McKinney,
Yes.
Ms. Walters.
Yes.
Motion carries. No further business? We're adjourned.